What is up, guys? It is me, Jello, the casual card gamer, and welcome back to the channel. This is my first time doing a deck profile that is outside of the sealed only series that are going on. And yeah, so this just a little introduction of the deck before we actually get into it. This is the Code Talker deck that I built for my wife. She used to play with me, but because of work and everything, she has gotten a little busy, but I still do tweak the deck a little bit every once in a while just to have fun with it and just to test my my deck building abilities. Anyway, the deck focuses mainly on learning the basics of the game and learning how to link climb above everything else. So this deck probably is not going to win you anything, but it is really fun to link climb. That's one of the first things that I realized coming back into the game after so many years. Link climbing is one of the most fun things ever because you feel like you accomplish a lot. But anyway, moving on, before we get into the deck, guys, huge announcement. This is actually the third time that I've recorded this video. But anyway, huge announcement. If you want a playmat with my designs on it, if you want this playmat printed out, go down into the description of this video and go to my Inked Gaming artist page link. I finally have the page up. I've been waiting so long to be able to say that, but if you guys are interested in any of the designs that I'm doing, so either I'll do a lot of on-stream drawings, but I will be doing a lot of stuff off-stream as well. But if you guys want any of the designs printed out as a playmat, if you guys want to support me in any way, please check out my artist page link down below. And if you want to get a playmat, it would help me out so much, and it would show it would show the support that you guys give to the channel. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments and suggestions for future and current content down below. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. A lot of my new designs for playmats will be posted up there before anywhere else. And what was I going to say? And yeah, don't forget to use my affiliate link for TCG Player down in the description below if you're looking for any singles or sealed product. It'll help me out a lot as well in sustaining the channel, because I do like putting a lot of money into this because it's very fun, and it is one of the only things I spend on outside of food. So yeah, and other things. But anyway, let's get straight into glitch in the system, Code Talkers. So let's start with the main deck. So I like to call these guys our cheat coders. So we have 1 code radiator, 3 code generators, and 3 microcoders. I call them cheat coders because you can use them as link material from your hand as long as you have a monster in the field that you're using to link summon into a Code Talker. So any Code Talker will basically start up your combo, and you'll almost get you'll almost get up the entire ladder to access Code Talker as long as you have one of these in your hand. And yeah, that's all I can say. So Code Radiator can be used from your hand as link material, and if it's used from your hand, you can choose 1. If you use it off of the field, you can choose 2 monsters that your opponent controls, negate their abilities and bring their attack down to 0. 3 code generators. So again, you can use it from your hand, and if you use it from your hand, you can pitch 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard, or if you use it from the field, you can get, I believe, 1 level 4. Oh no, sorry, 1 Cyberse monster with 1200 or less attack from your deck and add it to your hand. Microcoder, if it's from your hand, you can search for any Signet spell or trap, if you use it off of the field, you can search for any level 4 or lower Cyberse monster, add it to your hand. So these are really good for helping you link climb very very quickly into the big boss monsters of the deck, and yeah, they're good. Next, we have 2 backup secretary, a set of parallel exceed, and a playset of Lady Debug. Backup secretary is a free special summon from the hand as long as you control a Cyberse monster. Parallel exceed, one of the most hyped commons of Eternity Code, lets you special summon it from your hand as long as you link summon and you special summon it to a link zone. A zone that your link monster points to. And if it is special summoned by its own effect, you can special summon 1 more copy from the deck. And Lady Debug lets you search for any level 3 or lower Cyberse monster when you normal or special summon it. So if you get Lady Debug and nothing else, just debug the field and then cheat code your way to whatever code talker you want to get into. Moving on to the rest of the monsters, we have 2 Firewall Guardians, 1 Dotscaper, 1 Widget Kid, and 1 Prohibit Snake. So Firewall Guardian is really nice because it does Monster Reborn itself from the field as long as you link it away. Monster Reborns itself from the graveyard if you link it away, and you just have to banish it after. And it does have a graveyard effect, so if you do want to pitch it with Code Generator, you can always do that. Moving on, we have Dotscaper. Dotscaper is your main Code Generator pitch because if it goes to the graveyard for any reason, you can special summon it from the graveyard, and then you just have to banish it when it does leave the field. But you can only do it once per duel, which is kind of sad, but if it wasn't, then it'd probably be it would be really free, so it makes sense. And Widget Kid lets you, it's your come along with me monster. When you summon it, you can special summon 1 Cyberse monster from your hand to the field in defense position. And Prohibit Snake is the pseudo honest of the deck. If your Cyberse monster battles another monster, it battles another monster, you can bounce the monster it is attacking, or it is battling, back to the opponent's hand, and it does recur itself from the graveyard, I believe, if your Cyberse monster destroys a monster by battle. Yeah, and sends it to the graveyard. So you can always bounce it, and you can banish 1 card. Oh, so it doesn't technically have to be Prohibit Snake, but it can be Prohibit Snake. I always just assumed that it was Prohibit Snake. But anyway, moving on, we have 1 Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, 2 Ash Blossoms, and 3 Effect Veilers. So Dragon Buster is a bit of an experiment that I'm trying with a bunch of decks, just seeing how many decks this can actually work with. Ash Blossom and Effect Veiler, pretty universal, don't really have to explain what they do, but the reasoning for putting them in here is because to teach the basics of hand traps and how they work. So that is it for the monsters of the deck. Moving into the spells and traps, we have 2 Signet Codec, 1 Signet Optimization, 3 Signet Minings. So let's start with the Signet cards first. So Signet Codec, you can search off of Microcoder when you link it away, and it lets you add resources to your hand every time you summon a Code Talker of a different attribute. So you would go into Code Talker Inverted and then get I believe it's a light. Yeah, it's light. And then you go into, you would maybe get, beep, beep, beep. You would go into, I'm having trouble. Sorry, you would get any of your light monsters normally, since you've already expended your normal summon at the time, you probably just get Backup Operator. Yes, Backup Operator, especially you can special summon her and have more bodies on the field to do stuff. And then you would, just keep going into different attributes of Code Talkers until you used up all of them. And the only drawback is that it locks you into only using special summoning Cyberse monsters for the rest of the turn. But it isn't too big of a drawback since almost everything in the deck is a Cyberse monster anyway. Next we have Cynet Optimization. This lets you lock your opponent out of using monster effects during the battle phase. Oh yeah, until the end of the damage step, sorry, as long as your Code Talker is battling. And it lets you normal summon and then link summon right away during your main phase. And again, it does lock you into Cyberse monsters, but again, isn't too big of a deal unless you're trying to go for certain combos, or a certain combo, sorry. And last but not least, we have Cynet Mining. You discard one card, add one level 4 or lower Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand. Pretty self-explanatory. It gets you what you need, and you have to ditch something you might need or you don't need. So there's that. Next, we have one Harpy's Feather Duster, one Mind Control, one Monster Reborn, and 3 Twin Twisters. So there's a lot of back row removal. I know that you do get a lot of removal with Access Code Talker, but you don't want to waste your link monsters in your graveyard or on the field to get rid of spells and traps that you could otherwise do with other cards. So Harpy's Feather Duster, there is the one because of course it did come off the ban list, and I bought this shortly after it came off the ban list and then never put it in any of my decks. So there it is. Next we have Mind Control. It's really good monster removal. You just link away something. Next is Monster Reborn. Of course, you reborn the monsters. And 3 Twin Twisters. Just discard a card and blow up 2 spells or traps on the field. And that's it. Very, very, very cut and dry with these last generic spells. Moving on to the traps of the deck, we have 2 Solemn Judgment and 2 Cynet Conflict. So Solemn Judgment, negate, literally just say no. All you gotta do is pay half of your life points, but that's it. And Cynet Conflict, as long as you control a Code Talker, if your opponent activates any effect, be it spell, trap, or monster, you can negate the activation and you lock your opponent out of using cards of the same name for the rest of the turn. So it's really, really, it's really good. If you know that your opponent has multiple copies of a certain card in the deck, so you sort of just blow out the combo there, as long as it's still on the field when it happens. Anyway, moving into the extra deck, we have one Talkback Lancer. This is our only Link 1 of the deck, so it only needs one level 1 or 2. One level 2 or lower Cyberse monster. You can tribute any monster on the field besides itself, and special summon one Code Talker from your graveyard with a different name. So if you sacked a Code Talker, you can't bring the same thing back. But of course, it is still really good. You can always get your transcode back after you link it away for something. So there's our Talkback Lancer. For our Link 2s, we have Code Talker Inverted, Code Talker, Update Jammer, and Union Carrier. So Code Talker Inverted and Code Talker help the cheat coders get you into the combos right away, because before we had these, we had to find a way to get 2 monsters on the field and then have one of the cheat coders in the hand to be able to go into everything. But with these 2 being linked to, it is so much easier to do that. And of course we have Update Jammer, lets you attack twice, and as long as you use it as link material. And Union Carrier, this is the one thing that Cynet Optimization and Codec lock you out of. So it really is about smart timing, I guess. Most of the time you would just want to go into your first link before putting down Codec or Optimization. If you have Parallel Exceed, automatically you get a Union Carrier. Then you can put down Cynet Codec and then do everything else that you want to do. And that makes it really easy to, lock your opponent out of using their extra deck. But I haven't done it yet, so it has not been done yet, because most of the time when I play with her, she either blows me up and doesn't have to use it, or I cheat. Yeah, it's really quick, so this is really just for fun. And if I had to, then I would probably change it in for another code talker, because it does help having the extra code talker, link to code talker in the deck to go off of if the game doesn't end with access code talker. So moving on, we have our link 3s. We have Trigate Wizard. Let's see what. Okay, so Trigate Wizard is our only non-code talker link 3. So we have Encode Talker, Decode Talker Extended, Power Code Talker, Transcode Talker, and Shooting Code Talker. So Trigate Wizard lets you slap really, really hard. It lets you slap for a lot of damage. So that is pretty much the only thing that he is there for. You line it up with Access Code Talker and you have a good time. Encode Talker is for the power up. Pretty much that's it. Decode Talker Extended is just a better Decode Talker. It does have the ability, it does have the chance to attack twice as long as something it points to blows up during the turn because of battle. We have Power Code Talker, who eats something and then becomes a double big boy. Transcode Talker is the main code talker, main Link 3 code talker in the deck. It lets you reborn a Link 3 or lower monster from your graveyard to a zone that it points to, and of course, we all know what happens after that. And Shooting Code Talker lets it rapid fires but loses attack every time that it does, depending on how many monsters it points to. But it does help with getting Code Radiator out because it is water. But again, it's kind of for niche situations. It isn't really used very much. So there we go. But it is always good to have, since there is always a chance that the game doesn't end at Access Code Talker. So next we have one Appaloosa, one Avramax, and one Access Code Talker. So let me just switch those over. So Appaloosa and Avramax, they're kind of just there because there was space and I didn't have anything else to put in the deck. But Appaloosa does give you negates, and Avramax is annoying. So that's nice. But the main boy here is Access Code Talker. Being a code talker, you can use your cheat coders to get into this if you are having a hard time with other stuff in the deck. So or with other pieces of the combo. So Access Code Talker, of course, when it is link summoned, choose one of the materials that was used to make it, and it gains 1000 attack for its link rating. 1000 attack times its link rating, so it can go up to 5300, and it has very nice spot removal. You just blow something up by banishing a link monsters of different attributes from your deck. Oh, sorry, from your graveyard or your field, itself included. So he's a very big beefy boy, and those are our link 4s, and of course we have the arrival at Cyverse at Ignister. This card it's honestly very fun to play around with. It's also a mini game in itself to get to, so yeah, it is really fun. I have lost to it once. I'm not proud of it, but I have lost to yet being able to summon this out and just slap me with it. So yeah, that's it for the deck. Anyway, guys, as always, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments and suggestions for future and current content down below. If you're looking for Yu-Gi-Oh singles or the sealed product, please use my affiliate link to TCG Player down below. Or if you're looking for playmats and you like the designs that I make, please go and check out my Inked Gaming artists page. The link to that will be down below as well. And right now I have Sunrise, I have Shadow Mist, and I have Dogmatica Ecclesia up and available for order if you guys are interested in any of those. And I'm always drawing new stuff. I do have the bi-weekly stream that I do, and yeah, that is it. Just a small disclaimer, guys. The only thing that I had to buy as a single in this entire deck was Access Code Talker, and everything else I just pulled randomly along the way. So that was really fun. This deck was really fun to build, and yeah, that is it. I am Jello, the Casual Card Gamer. Take care.